Shalom. I'd like to start this lesson by saying Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This one's just gonna be it's gonna be quick. I hope it's quick. We're talking about 5G, right? And just so you understand the dangers of how. I don't really understand what 5G is, because people kind of are a little confused with their misconsumptions. That's the right word of what 5G is. So I did make a video about this maybe a couple months ago, but it's come up again. This 5G thing. The site is called radiationhealthrisk.com. Right. Okay, I'll read this part because there's a lot of information here that's important. When you read articles on the internet about 5G health risk, it really depends who wrote the article as to what opinion they gave it. That's very true. If you read a lot of articles about the 5G, some people say, "Oh, there's no health risks. It actually doesn't cause any health risks and blah blah blah. The 5G is not strong enough." It's so weird. It's so messed up because they are technically right. The 5G is technically not strong enough to cause any adverse health risk, right? But if they're just playing, it's just wordplay that they're using, right? Because technically they're not wrong, right? The common theme that you hear from the government or technology website is that since radio frequency RF radiation is not non-ionizing form of electromagnetic radiation, there's no way it could be harmful to us. However, there are literally hundreds of peer-reviewed scientific studies that link RF radiation to things like cancer, brain tumors, DNA damage, especially in infants and fetuses, and male infertility. I list links to these and many other scientific letters and studies on the scientific studies page of this website. Also, the World Health Organization was finally forced to list RF radiation as a possible carcinogenic in 2011. I didn't even see this last time I read this. That put it in the same category as DDT. So they put RF is on the same category as DDT. Wow. Further, the scientist in this below video is a British physicist named Barry Trower, who specialized in microwave radiation, which 5G radiation is. See, that's another thing, right? People, they would say like microwave radiation is not that harmful. Yo, if you put a hamster or animal inside a microwave and you turn it on, that thing's gonna explode, right? You put popcorn inside, unpopped kernels inside a microwave just for 30 minutes, maybe even a minute. The popcorn's pop, right? If you put that same kernels on a stove, right, you would have to heat it up to maybe 5 medium, and the kernels stop popping, right? And it's pretty hot, right? That's a lot of heat. That's a lot of energy that's being emitted. But they're saying that it doesn't cause any damages, right? That's what they're saying previously, but we already know that's a lie. It's why I want to read a scripture so you understand who we're dealing with here. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. We're not rejoicing right now. There is no rejoicing going on this planet. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Everyone's mourning. There's mourning everywhere. The people are mourning. There's riots. There's wars. The war is about to pop off. There's just some wars are already happening right now as we speak, but the major wars are about to pop off. Civil wars are going to pop off. Neighbors against neighbors, race against race. The planet's dying. Earthquakes, volcano eruptions, tsunamis. Right? There has been some tsunamis, from my understanding. Animals dying, the water is polluted, the air is polluted, the ground is polluted, the food is polluted, everything's polluted, everything, right? And It's because the wicked are in a rule. And we already know who the wicked are. I'm not going to say it. Right? And you have sicknesses that are plaguing the earth as we speak, so-called sicknesses. Right? And I'll read another one. Then we go back to the article. But they're only in authority for a short period of time. You can see that the rule is coming to a quick end. So eventually the mourning's going to stop. And people are going to be mourning for that. Well, the people that are invested in this Babylonian Roman Empire are going to be mourning when it goes down, because that's where they made all their money. Proverbs 12:2, a good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. All right, so just because this just says it all in one, scripture, that the wicked, whoever the wicked are, we know who the wicked are. Esau, Edom, the Edomites, right? They're the wicked. Okay, and the Most High is going to condemn them. And you condemn them to, one, they're going to get those nukes. The high banking families are not going to get the nukes. They're going to go right into slavery. They're going to be condemned to slavery. High slavery. Extreme slavery. Forever. Then they're going to be burned up. Right? Well, it's because they do wicked things like this. Like, you have 5G and they're trying to, there's a bunch of articles and they pay these people off saying, oh, it doesn't cause this, it doesn't cause that. There's no radiation that causes health risk. There's so much information saying the opposite. It's because they just want to hide it. They don't want people to know. So I'm going to play this video. See what happens here, if this works.
Joined the Royal Navy
Nice.
in 1960, and I specialised in microwave warfare. Radar, obviously, which uses microwave, but they don't just teach you radar, they teach you all about microwaves and other uses. So I understood about microwave warfare and how it can damage people, how it can harm people. And when I finished with the Royal Navy, I was also a diver in the Royal Navy, and microwaves are used in underwater mines as booby traps. Which actually got me interested, because I was actually taking a bomb to pieces underwater, and it was too complicated. And I brought it to the surface, and my partner that was on the surface said, "Don't be an idiot, take it back down." He said, if somebody's beaming you with microwaves, they'll go right through you, and as you open the casing, trigger a photoelectric cell, and it'll blow all of us up. And he said, if it doesn't go through to the bomb, it'll aim it at your head and make you make a mistake. And that's really got me interested from that point, because I thought, well, how can microwaves going into your brain make you make a mistake? And I asked a lot of questions. I have a very curious brain. And the forces, they're very good at explaining things and telling you things. So I did that, and I also did a medical course while I was in to help me understand everything. And when I left,
So you want to fast forward
a
this.
small to come here. Wi-Fi, I think anyone who puts Wi-Fi into a school should be locked up for the rest of their life. I really do. I think they're not fit to walk on the surface of this planet, because they haven't looked at the research, and whatever incentive they have, it is not worth the genetic problems that parents are going to face with their children when they're born. And if you think of a single parent, a mother, who has a genetically deformed child, that particular mother will feel guilty because she gave birth. She will feel guilty, and she will be worried every...
So you hear what he's saying. He was saying that microwave. He's just talking about microwaves. He was a microwave expert in the Navy, which is the same as Wi-Fi, right? He's saying it's that dangerous that you wouldn't even like. He's saying whoever puts them in schools, Wi-Fi's should be locked up. Meanwhile, the government will tell you, oh, it's not that it doesn't cause any problems. It's just Wi-Fi. It's low emitting, ionizing frequency. Okay, I'm not gonna play the whole video because it's 14 minutes. But he's basically telling you that this 5G is dangerous, right? So I'm gonna go. There's more in this article. This article is very very interesting. I did read it a while ago, but right. Okay, so I'm talking about frequencies. Kevin Motis of the U.S. Brain Tumor Association says that within the radio frequency portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, the higher the frequency, the more dangerous the radiation is. Earlier cellular generations used between 1 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz frequency. Anything over 1 gigahertz frequency is considered microwave radiation. Wow. So back then, the early cell phones were using microwave radiation level of frequency. A typical microwave oven cooks food using 2.4 gigahertz frequency. Kevin Motis says from the sources he is listening to, 5G will use between 24 gigahertz to 90 gigahertz frequency. Wow. That's crazy. I have read other sources that estimate some things in 5G could use as high as 300 gigahertz frequency. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward so you understand why 5G is actually dangerous. No, that's not what it is. There's a lot of information here. No, that's not what I was looking for. There's a... Maybe it's this article. Slovakia. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'll put the link for both articles. Because it'll explain what 5G really is. People think the 5G, like I said earlier, is the problem. It's actually a combination. Bear with me. Just trying to find the point. Oh, I didn't even know this. Okay, let's read this. 5G as military weapons. What a lot of people do not realize is that governments and other global entities are behind the rollout of 5G for more reasons than just increasing data capacities for civilian communications. 5G has huge military uses and functions. Some of you may have heard or remember U.S. President Donald J. Trump creating the new U.S. Space Force. Well, he is talking about 5G technology. Let me explain. China developed a space technology using quantum entanglement. This technology uses satellites and enables military communication that surpasses anything that we have ever had or used in human history. China had a satellite that launched in August 2016, which has now validated across a record 1,200 kilometers using the spooky action that Albert Einstein said he abhorred. Okay. So what has to do with 5G? Well, this is an advanced technology using electromagnetic radiation as a means of communication. My understanding is very limited with this, but in reading about it, it is an advanced part of the 5G technology. Okay, that's interesting, but that's not exactly what I was looking for. No, there was something here that explains. Just bear with me. Okay, I mean, this kind of explains what I'm looking for. Um, yeah. Okay, we'll read from here. In these frequencies, the wavelengths are millimeters long and highly dense. So it's talking about up here, if you read up the top, in order to carry this enormous and unbelievable increase in the data, the plan is to use dramatically higher frequencies. The 1G through 4G technologies use less than 6 gigahertz frequencies. 5G plans on at least using 24 gigahertz to 90 gigahertz and possibly up to 300 gigahertz. In these frequencies, the wavelength are millimeters long and highly dense. What this means to you and me is if it starts raining or if you walk behind a tree, you would lose your cell signal. And that's probably happened to a lot of people. When it rains, your cell signal, if you have a satellite, it's like basically you lose the connection, right? To overcome this technology, companies are planning to increase the number of cell towers dramatically, as well as implement a more sophisticated directional beaming technology. 5G needs this in order to pass your signal from cell tower to cell tower and even bounce it off obstacles to reach you. It is estimated that they will need many cell towers every 2 to 8 houses in order to maintain a good signal connections, right? So the signal is, because of the wavelength, it can't reach as far. So that's why you have to bring it closer to the towers, right? Also closer to the houses. So that means you're getting bombarded with more radiation, right? Now, there was something I read before. I don't know if they took it out, but basically they said that 5G is not, and it basically explains what I just said about the wavelength. Since the wavelength is shorter, to power up the wavelength, 5G is actually a combination of 3G, 4G, right? To boost up the signal, so it can reach those towers, right? Now, I don't know why it's not here anymore. They must have taken it out, or they must have changed this article. It must have been updated, right? Because, I mean, I don't know what happened. Anyways, the point is that 5G, this technology, is dangerous, right? And I'm also going to show you a video of example of a phone ringing and what happens when the phone rings. But let's go back to the scriptures. Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. So let's just go into the word. Let's go here first. Churl.
Strong's H3596. Kilai.
Kilai, scoundrel.
Second entry. Kalai.
All right, scoundrel, knave. So let's go into here. Peasant, one of the lowest class of freemen, man without rank, from Proto-Germanic, Kurlaz, source of Old Frisian, Zerl, man, fellow, Middle Low German, Kurl, Dutch Kurl, freeman of low degree. So it's basically someone that's of low rank, a peasant, someone that's beneath you, right? What's the other word? Yeah, peasant, really. It's the word, best word to explain it. Okay. So here, the needy. So let's go into the word needy. Very poor, indigent, needing or desiring more, not satisfied, poor enough to need help from others, demanding or needing attention, affection, or reassurance to an excessive degree, need people collective. Okay. So instruments also of the scoundrels or the low peasants are evil. And this fits these banking families because they are the peasants who are in rulership, right? We are the kings. We are the princes and kings and princesses, that are, in a poor state of mind right now. We're needy right now because we need the Most High to bring us back up to save us from these demons, right? Because they're wicked, but they are the peasants. They are the actual peasants, right? The interests of the peasants are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor, who are, with lying words. So isn't that what they're doing right now with this 5G, right? And other things, other sicknesses, right? They're lying, saying it doesn't affect you. It's not that serious, The 5G is serious. It's some serious radiation, right? And then you have the sicknesses that are going on. Now they have vaccines, and they're not telling people what's in the vaccines. And now they're going to implement the chip, right? With lying words. Even when the needy speaketh right. The needy, you want to go with that. The only ones that are in need right now are the elect, right? You can say Israel, but 2/3 of Israel don't even care. They're with this system, so they're not needy. It's only the elect. The elect are needy. They need to get out of here. You need to get out. They're needy. They need help. They're waiting on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to come with the angels. Right? So let's go to Psalms. And I'm going to close off and show the video so you can see what I mean. Why I say this radiation is very serious. Isaiah 58:3. I don't believe that's the right one. No, Isaiah 58. It's 7:3. Just bear with me for a second. No, let's go to this. 2 Corinthians. Two and 11. Oh. Okay, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant. Well, I'll read it again. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We can see what he's doing when it comes to the chip, when it comes to getting these injections, so-called vaccines for this sickness that's going on, right? This radiation that they're putting out, these towers, because these towers are two ways. Like, one is to radiate radiate to death everyone on this planet, and also it's to put in place the the system for tracking people with the RFID chip when they push that out, when it's finally mandated for everyone to have it. So they're going to need a big network, a big web, a high-powered web, so they can track everybody, right? Because systems will crash because that's a lot of information, right? So that's why they're rolling out these 5Gs, right? Soon it's gonna be 6G because I think China's already has 6G, right? So that's it on that. I just want to show the video. I try not to talk too much here, but yeah, that happens. So there was a page. Right, you can watch this and you can see what I'm talking about.
This is this is for the 5G. A phone ringing.
I'll start over again so you can hear.
Everybody look at this. Please look at this. This is this is for the 5G. A phone ringing from the 5G power that they have right now. That power is powerful. Look what's going to happen to the steel wool.
So basically, that's steel wool, and he's putting it around a phone with that 5G capabilities, right? And the phone's gonna ring, and you're just gonna watch and see what happens.
You put the steel wool around the phone and call the phone. Look what's going to happen. It burned the steel wool. Imagine what it's doing to our organs. Imagine when you have all that stuff in your ears. A lot of us carry this these Bluetooth headset and stuff like that.
Right.
Man,
So that's it. I just wanted to show that. Yeah. So gotta be on our toes. Gotta be on our toes because this is serious. And we're getting closer to the end. So the main thing is just we can't take the chip. You can't be ignorant about the devices. Like, if you can protect yourself from radiation, I would suggest getting shungite. Shungite's a very good stone to protect you from that. It blocks EMF. Tourmaline also, right? If you can't get those stones, get them. Get a necklace. Wear it around your neck. Because it's just gonna get worse. Like they are just trying everything because they know they don't have a lot of time, right? So they're pushing everything. But we're almost out of here, which is also the good thing, right? They always say when someone's sick, it has to get worse so it can get better before it can get better. So you have to hit that period of the cleanse, right? Everybody has to get through fight off all these invaders, right? Or storms. Storms always have to get worse before they get better. It's just like with everything, right? So for us to get out of here, it has to get worse before it can get better. So you just gotta wait, gotta keep going, gotta keep pushing, gotta keep doing the work, gotta keep praying, and we'll be out of here very soon. Yahweh Rataza. Hope this lesson was edifying. Close out by saying Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and the 2/3 as well. Kwam Yasharella, Abal Dabal, Shalom.